I've been the head teacher 3 years, and I also have the role of senior mental health lead in school too.
So you've been a member you're one of my founding members of Wellbeing Club. So you've been with us for just over a year, like December 20. What attracted you to joining?
I think obviously the positive psychology side of things. We are very much, our school's founded on mutual respect, and we use positive reinforcement in everything we do. So I think that was the initial attraction as well. Something that I could do at my own pace, my own speed, but with support elements built in as well, with face-to-face sessions, which appealed to me. And then the search framework as well, with the Wellbeing Club all being based around that. And it provided logical steps for me to start my work.
Any triggers or problems or issues that you're noticing with the children and that made you feel like you needed to work on mental health as a school leader?
We had a spike in challenging behaviour from our children who have experienced trauma, and it was kind of had a real explosive effect around school. So we were firefighting. None of us felt equipped to deal with the issues that suddenly arose. Kind of how were we going to help support these children, and how was I going to help support the staff to feel like they could cope in those situations? And we just couldn't get any support externally. So it was the decision as a senior leadership team as well that we needed to equip ourselves as best we could. We were already in that process of trying to help those children, but then obviously with lockdown and everything else, we realised that we needed to help all of our children, and they were more and more children were displaying kind of anxiety and the starts of some mental health issues that we could see, and we just realised that actually we needed a universal approach as well, not just targeted interventions or trying to get the school nursing team, for example, involved.
Was there any fears or doubts about working with an external provider or getting extra training and support?
It's just the size of the task at hand really is the biggest barrier, and a few times I'd tie myself up in knots looking at the whole thing and thinking, oh, I've got to do everything all at once, or how was I going to start and where, at which point? So those were the main things. And I think in my mind, I felt like we needed this wellbeing curriculum that was specially designed by ourselves, and where we do, specific lessons on wellbeing, in the timetable. And then as we've learned more about it, realised that actually, no, it's filtered into everything we do, and it's kind of evolved the route that I've gone on as well. So it was just reminding myself that actually, no, we're doing the right thing. We don't have to do everything all at once. And it is a specific set of lessons that we just teach it once and it's done. It's filtering through everything we do.
What's changed as a result for the pupils then out of your whole school approach to wellbeing that you're still working on and evolving?
For outdoor learning, so that's obviously a universal offer for children. We take part in 2 outdoor classroom days as well. That's kind of an internationally recognised day. And it's part of our Hazlehurst offer now, that these are things that we just want children to have experienced by the time they leave us. So that's big, because you can just see the children when it's their turn to be outside. We do a termly assessment. We use the wellbeing measurement tool for schools and the Leuven scales for our younger children in reception in year 1, so that we can measure. We do that coupled with just a little sheet, I wish my teacher knew. So we do those half-termly. Sometimes it just alerts us, because there's been some quite interesting things that people have put down, and then we realised that they just need a bit more help. So the scales and the check-in each half term, that's where we use that to see what our targeted support needs to be.
Is that helping you identify children earlier in need of an intervention?
Yeah, definitely. Got a whole host of different interventions now that we deliver as part of, you know, everyday practice now in school. Actually, our conversations are much more around wellbeing interventions and children who might just need some help. We started as well now, just for example, if a child, there might be something going on in a child's life, and we just send out an email that with the just says handle with care, and we say the child's name. So all staff don't necessarily need to know exactly what's happening, but what it means is they'll check in with that child. So if they see them on the playground or around school, just making a point of saying something like, you know, just saying hello to them or recognizing them or naming them, and that's working now as an intervention. Just that
acknowledging them, making them feel that they belong.
Yeah, and I've seen it. I've watched staff make a point of just saying, "Oh, good morning," or something.
What advice would you give to somebody joining Wellbeing Club, or what resource did you find the most helpful?
Just going at your own pace, and having a look and deciding which area might be the best to start with for your school. And I think there's an audit, there's an audit tool that was really useful, and have the help from the senior leadership team to complete it, so that they know where they're going. And then it's on our school development plan. You know, that needs to happen from the senior leadership team and the audit, so that it's got importance within school. For me, I like a mixture of reading and videos, and I enjoy that side of the Wellbeing Club. So that was really useful, dipping into those, and then also the reflection questions, because even this morning I went back over and had a look at some of those. At first I was trying to race through it and perhaps trying to do too much all at once. So I think it's just taking your time.